What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be talking about something that isn't really known too well within the community right now in Black Ops 4, and this is completely new shooting mechanics. I've been getting a fair number of tweets and comments with people saying that they've kill traded with regular guns, which normally you can't do in Call of Duty, because Call of Duty traditionally has always used hit scans for 99% of the weapons in the game. But in this game, people are seeing the odd kill trade here and there, and they're wondering what's going on with that. Well, it turns out that Call of Duty has finally made the switch, at least with a lot of the weapons. I don't know if it's every single weapon, but at least a ton of the weapons in this game now have proper projectiles, so there is bullet drop, there is bullet travel time. You just don't really notice it too much because of the size of the maps and the distance that you tend to engage people in. Last week, just before the beta started, one of the developers actually confirmed this in an interview. They did mention that they have added ballistics even to regular multiplayer, and this was initially inspired by Blackout, because with the Blackout Battle Royale mode, we are going to have very long engagement distances, and with hit scans, that can get a little bit scary with things like SMGs, possibly melting people across the map because it would just be an instant kill. So instead of going the Fortnite route and keeping hit scan but then making it so you have bloom, so you have bullet inaccuracy, they decided to actually implement a ballistic system with bullet drop and bullet travel time, and that has carried over to multiplayer. You can actually see it for yourself within the beta. If you load up the map, you can actually find certain areas outside the map where if you shoot them, you will kick up some dust when the bullet hits. And as you can see here with an SMG, especially with a suppressor, it seems to lower the bullet travel time even more and possibly even bullet drop. You can see that it actually does take a little bit of time for that bullet to register, and it also hits just slightly lower than where I was initially aiming. Now, based on my tests within the beta, all of the SMGs seem to have at least some form of bullet travel time as well as bullet drop. With the assault rifles and tactical rifles, it seems like they may have a slight amount of bullet travel time, but the projectile is moving much faster than the SMG, so it's a lot harder to detect this. It could also be that those are just hit scans and that's what we're seeing. And also the bullet doesn't seem to be dropping at all with these rifles. And with sniper rifles, we do know that there is bullet drop as well as bullet travel time, at least there will be for Blackout based on interviews from the past. However, I don't think I was able to find a range long enough for you to properly see this with the sniper rifles in the beta build of the game. Now with this, like I said at the beginning, comes kill trades. There is now the potential to get kill trades with regular guns like SMGs in Call of Duty. However, these situations are going to be very rare. Based on everything I can tell so far, this is very different from the kill trading system that they implemented for a little while in Infinite Warfare. If you guys remember back to that, Infinite Warfare uses a hit scan system, and for about a month or so, they turned on kill trades. And the way the kill trades work back then with hit scans is essentially if you pulled the trigger on your end before you died, it would still count that shot. And therefore, people with higher latency could kind of get away with getting kills on people just because they had a higher latency where they normally would be dead. This doesn't appear to be working the same way in Black Ops 4, otherwise we'd be seeing kill trades a lot more often, I feel. Instead, I think what happens here is as long as according to the server you have already fired that shot, and the bullet is in the air according to the server, you can deal damage with that bullet. But if you are deemed dead by the server before you fire that shot, even if it doesn't look like it on your screen yet, it won't count that bullet. This, in my mind, is a much better way to handle kill trades, and honestly, I've got no issue with this. I definitely had an issue with kill trades back in Infinite Warfare. I was very outspoken against it, but the way the kill trades are working in this game and the fact that it's projectile-based and it's not really connection-based so much, my first impression is I think it's totally fine the way it is. Also, just in general with bullet drop, I like the idea, especially with Blackout coming. I was kind of curious to see how they would handle this. I really didn't want bloom or bullet inaccuracy, where your bullets may or may not be going where you're actually aiming. I much prefer this system where your bullets go where you're aiming, but there's some bullet travel time and some bullet drop to compensate for. And this gets me even more excited for that Blackout mode. As for the bullet drop within multiplayer itself, it's really not that noticeable, like I said, because you're going to be in a lot of close quarter situations. Perhaps in the full build of the game, we will have some bigger maps with longer lines of sight where this will end up coming into play. But as it is right now, it seems like with the current bullet travel time and bullet drop, it's going to be essentially a non-issue in regular multiplayer. So with that, of course, I'd like to pass this off to you guys. What do you guys think about this bullet drop and bullet travel time added to at least SMGs within Black Ops 4? Do you like the idea? Do you think it should just stick to regular Blackout? Also, what do you think of this style of kill trade where it's going to be extremely rare, but if you do get that bullet off, at least according to the server, that bullet will actually count against enemy players? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time. Yeah.